Let me welcome you all this evening to the beginning of the course on Blue Ocean Strategy. Blue Ocean Strategy is a wonderful framework. In fact, I would not be wrong if I were to say that it's a life skill. Just a minute. There are 5 aspects. Please, can everyone keep your audios muted? I am getting some background noise. It will be quite disturbing. You see, there are 4 aspects to Blue Ocean Strategy which we have to master. Blue Ocean Strategy consists of 2 aspects. One is value innovation. How do you create a value innovation? The second aspect is redrawing the boundaries of the market. Because Blue Ocean Strategy is all about doing business in a marketplace which is uncontested. Red Ocean is a contested marketplace where there are lots of customers, lots of competitors, and very less customers. Blue Ocean is about having lots of customers and no competitors, literally. And that is possible only when you learn to redraw the boundaries of your industry and your company so that you will be able to create an uncontested market space. The third thing is, there was a report from NASSCOM in 2023 that more than 80% of companies, startups fail. And the main reason they said was, the main reason that they were giving was that there is no market fit. Product market fit was not there. And there is no unique value proposition which the company could offer to the customer. Blue Ocean Strategy has got a framework called the Blue Ocean Index, which ensures that you can identify the discrepancy in the product market fit and thereby avoid the perils of a disruption there. So when you apply the Blue Ocean Index, you are sure to ensure that there is a product and market fit. Then finally, as has always been observed, strategy is never the problem. Companies can draw up strategies, but the problem is in implementation. Blue Ocean Strategy is a framework where implementation is embedded in the strategy, so you will never fail. What is required is to understand it in a step-by-step fashion, and that's what we are going to do. We are not going to be hurrying in it. The number of people are very less, around 20 people are registered, even though I can see only around 10 here. Others maybe will join. But what we will do during the program and during the courses, step by step, we will understand all these things. And at the end of the course, we will have about 11, 12 workshops where we will try on these frameworks and these tools hands-on so that you will be able to implement it in your professional, consulting, or your business life. Blue Ocean Strategy, as I said, is a very good life skill, which is very useful for not just entrepreneurs and consultants, but also for working professionals. We will see, even today, we will see how working professionals can benefit from implementing it. So let's begin. We will start our session with understanding the fundamental difference between Red Ocean and Blue Ocean. What is a Red Ocean? Red Ocean is the market in which people are doing business now. At the moment where you are is a Red Ocean. Be it as an employee, be it as a consultant, or be it as an entrepreneur, you are in a Red Ocean because there is a huge amount of competition in the marketplace. And everything you are doing is doing it in the existing market space only. You are doing it. You are facing competition. and trying to overcome it in the existing market space. Whereas blue ocean is to create a new market space which is uncontested. You are the only person there. If you are also an employee in a company, how do you create a new market space for yourself within that company where you do not have competition? See, what a funny situation it is. You have peers, you have got people competing with you for the higher position, but Blue Ocean will teach you how to overcome that competition and create a space for yourself where they cannot interfere with you. That is the beauty of it. As a consultant, it will teach you how to identify for your client market space where he will be able to move forward very fast. The next is competition. That is, first is the market approach. The approach is where in Red Ocean, the company is always thinking of how to compete with the existing competitors. In a Blue Ocean, you are thinking of how to create a market where there are no competitors. In terms of competition, in a Red Ocean, you are constantly thinking how to beat the competition. Whereas you make the competition irrelevant in a Blue Ocean. Even as an employee, you make the competition, your peers, irrelevant. They will have no role to play in competing with you. Third is demand. In the case of Red Ocean, the demand is already defined. It is the amount of economic space available from which each one is taking a share. Let us say there is a particular industry, let us say a mobile industry. A mobile industry, the market is 1,000 crores. Every new mobile company which comes in is going to be taking a share of that 1,000 crores. That means constantly the cake size is shrinking. Whereas in the case of Blue Ocean, you create and capture a new demand outside this 1,000 crores. And there you can grow up to any level you want. There is no limitations to how much you can grow there. The strategy focus in the case of a Red Ocean is to compete on price and differentiation. What are the two strategies which are available to compete in a commoditized market? In a commoditized market, number one, it is a price-driven market. Constantly, there is a price war going on. And the best you can do is create a differentiation to stand out among the other people so that for some time at least you get a breathing space. That means you create some new features, benefits for the customer. But all this being done in the existing market only, not outside that existing market. In the case of a Red or Blue Ocean, you redefine the company boundaries. We will see what those company boundaries are in our next session, what we mean by company boundaries. You totally redefine them so that the question of the cost and value trade-off will not be there. There is no cost value trade-off. You will be giving a differentiated and a better value product for a much lesser cost to you so that your margins will go up. In terms of value proposition, there is a trade-off between differentiation and costs. As I was telling just now, in a Red Ocean, there is always a trade-off between the value and the cost. When you try to give a higher value, the cost also goes up because you have to create and innovate and give some extra features which is going to cost. But when it is the Blue Ocean, you break this trade-off. You achieve both differentiation as well as low cost. The cost of the product or the services that you're offering will go down. At the same time, the differentiation will go up. Today's session is mainly of value innovation, which is what this particular point signifies. This breaking of the trade-off is what is value innovation, which we are going to see in some detail today. The industry logic. every industry runs through a dominant logic. The dominant logic means rules, practices, that is what we understand as best practices, which governs how an industry runs. In the red ocean, you are forced to operate within established industry rules. There is no other way out because that is how the industry is structured. That is what the boundaries are. Whereas in the blue ocean, you redefine the industry rules and boundaries. That means, as in disruptive innovation, you turn the dominant industry logic upside down so that it becomes irrelevant. The growth potential is highly limited in the case of a red ocean because the ocean market is already saturated and there is intense competition. Whereas in the case of a blue ocean, high potential due to new market creation. This is very, 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 very important because this is what will take you as an employee to the top of the ladder. Please don't think as a consultant or as a practicing professional, a manager in a company, that blue ocean strategy is only for business. No, it is not only for business. It is as much applicable to a professional as with anyone else because even a professional works as per dominant logic. Can anyone tell me how dominant logic is applicable in the case of a professional?
Yeah.
Subject
Ruchit,
matter expert.
Huh?
Subject matter expert, anything is there, sir. One field you are the competent means that time you will be unique, no? So did you know?
There is one aspect of it, one way of looking at it. But you see, the dominant logic in employment is what? What is the dominant logic in employment? You become a subject matter expert. But what is the dominant logic in employment?
the salary range, not the salary range.
Huh?
Salary range.
No, that is
Unique.
not the dominant logic.
Uniqueness.
Rules and regulations.
No,
Experience, your own experience you acquired.
no.
The purpose of the company.
How do you get employed? How do you get employed?
By giving the interview.
Marketing.
Wait. By giving, who said by giving interview?
Because
Okay.
You
So
are
for what do you give
automotive
interview?
professional or you become a pharma professional, that is the dominant logic a person carries with himself.
What do you give interview for?
Skill set, sir.
Huh?
no interview.
Skill set, sir.
Guruji, you are asking what is the for
What do
interviews?
you give interview for?
HR
Interview,
head,
interview.
GM.
Interviews are given for specific positions.
Yes.
The dominant industry logic of employment is you are employed for specific positions. And this position carries a job description. You are expected to work within the parameters of that job description. Tell me one thing. What is Sundar Pichai?
CEO.
What did he start as?
I think he should have started as a senior
Sir,
engineer. Or,
coder.
yeah. As a programmer.
Okay, what is the chairman of Tata?
Chandrasekhar, sir.
What did he start as?
Sorry.
What did he start as?
Yes,
No,
chartered accountant, I suppose.
Engineer.
Engineer. So you see, there are people who have broken that industry logic. And invariably, the top man of all companies has somehow broken that industry logic and then moved. Blue Ocean strategy will show you how to do that. To an employee, that is where it becomes extraordinarily important. Because not knowing how to do that is why people get stuck in positions where they started. Keep on moving up in terms of responsibilities, but never move out in terms of capabilities. We will see today how that is done. How Blue Ocean Strategy will help you in doing that. Now, cost versus value, as I was telling, Red Ocean constantly focuses on cost cutting and incremental improvements. Step by step, you keep on improving. And in the process, you are keeping on cutting cost. You are talking constantly about economies of scale. So, and what do? You keep on transferring the cost cutting benefit to your customer so that you keep being competitive. Whereas in the case of a Blue Ocean, you focus on creating value innovation, simultaneously reducing cost and increasing value. This is what is going to be the prime focus of our work today, or our masterclass today. Red Ocean strategy is all about focusing on outperforming competitors in an existing industry. Today, we have got a number of competitors, entrepreneurs here. We have got consultants and we have got, senior managers. For an entrepreneur, his focus is on how do I take a share of my competitor's market while trying to prevent my share from going to him. In the case of a consultant, he is constantly thinking of what do I do so that I can give benefit to my customer and scale up his operation and draw more customers into my fold. And for a senior manager or an employee in any company, the focus is on how do I contribute, stand out in the organization so that I am considered for the next level. Sometimes what happens is you reach the top of your particular ladder and then you don't know how to move further up. Supposing you are in customer service, you may become the head of a customer service. If you are in training, you become the head of training. If you are in sales, you become the head of sales. If you are in accounts, you become the head of accounts. Then what? How do you scale yourself up into VP, president, board of directors, and get into general management, and in the process start running the company as a CEO? That is where your Blue Ocean strategy will come in very helpful. Blue Ocean strategy focuses on redefining industry boundaries and creating demand where none existed. That means as an employee, you will be able to redefine your work, your position in the organization, and create a demand for you where none existed. That's precisely what, as an employee, you will be able to do. As a consultant, you will be able to identify gaps in the market which are not easily visible. And by focusing on those gaps, scale up your customer's business and get referrals and more business. And as an entrepreneur, obviously, you will be able to scale up your business by retaining your existing business and moving into an uncontested market space where growth will be dictated only by your desire to grow. The competitors or the market will not be in a position to stop you. Only you can stop yourself. Now, let us see some examples, very, very famous examples of Red Ocean. We will take different industries, different brands, and we will see why we call them Red Ocean. We always say, that where there is huge competition, prices are being driven down. But many a time, we are unable to put a finger. Let us say an industry, automobile industry. Can anyone tell me, say, two companies in the automobile industry who are fighting with each other, and what is it they are fighting against?
Pardon, sir?
Guruji, Tata and Mahindra.
Okay. And what is the competition between them?
The
What are they
competition
competing against?
Sorry.
What are they competing with against each other?
The market share for selling their cars, their automobiles.
Yeah. What are the things they are fighting for against each other? What are they talking?
Cost, price.
They are talking about the best diesel car in the market.
What? What do I tell? What are they telling?
Safety aspects, sir, mainly.
Let us see. See, that's why that's what I was telling you, that we are not keeping our eyes and ears open. We are not keeping our eyes and ears open. But every space you will see that you are having this problem because you are right. In automobile, it could be, I have put here Toyota and Honda, it is as good as Tata and Mahindra. But what are they fighting against? They are competing on fuel efficiency, features, and price in an already crowded market. Every car, if you see, is talking about fuel efficiency. How many kilometers per liter it is giving. Am I right?
Right.
And what is
Guruji,
it?
maybe Guruji fuel and efficiency, but in case of Tata and Mahindra, they are fighting on, I think, on safety.
That is features.
Okay.
So you see, we are giving this feature in an airbag and bumper and all these things, features, and finally price. These are the three things. That means functional and cost.
Yes.
Now let us go to the second one. In retail, what is it they are fighting against?
Retail industry.
Hmm.
Retail industry is again the quality and price.
Let us see Walmart and Target or Big Bazaar and whatever else it is there.
DMart.
Demand. Competing on pricing, product selection, customer service in an established space. What does this third why indicate? Why am I bringing this third factor into the discussion?
Yeah, the third indicates, as per what you are creating, there is the red ocean where the companies are focusing on only on the outperforming or existing industries. Like in the current market, only they are competing with each other.
It is a dominant logic which governs the industry. Automobile industry is governed by features, fuel efficiency, and price. An automobile is supposed to give you the best fuel efficiency. The car which gives you better mileage is better accepted. That means the dominant industry logic is fuel efficiency. Here, product selection, pricing, and customer service is the dominant logic of the retail industry. Soft drinks industry, what is the dominant logic? Marketing, branding, price wars. The fight between Coca-Cola and Pepsi is totally a marketing fight, totally a branding fight. There is no difference between Coca-Cola and Pepsi. You might all be remembering there was a competition where customers are blindfolded and they were given two drinks which was covered so that they will not know which is which. And they were asked to identify which drink is which. They could not. They could not identify which is Coke or which is Pepsi because every drink is more or less the same. Banking. What is the dominant logic in banking?
Is the rate of interest?
See how correctly you found out? Competing on interest rate, service quality, digital banking innovation. So you see, the fight is always within the dominant logic. If you can break this dominant logic and move out, we will see the same way how this dominant logic was broken by some companies from these industries which created the blue ocean. Like in automobile, which company broke the dominant logic and created a blue ocean, or in retail, which company did that like that, we will see. Then we come to fashion. Nike and Adidas, again, fighting for market share through endorsements, design, and pricing strategies. Both Nike and Adidas, they go on an endorsement spree. Both are, sportswear. They go on an endorsement spree. They focus on design and pricing strategies. These are the dominant logic of the industry. Now let us see the same thing for Blue Ocean. The first one, automobile. Can any one of you tell me one company which broke the dominant logic and created a blue ocean for itself?
Tesla.
Absolutely
Hector.
right. Tesla. What did they do? Redefine the electric vehicle market with high performance EVs and direct sales. Number two, retail. Can anyone tell me a company which in the retail market broke the dominant logic?
Guruji, my favorite in this is Patanjali.
Amazon.
Patanjali as a company, yes, but it is not
Amazon,
exactly
Amazon,
a retail.
Amazon.
Huh?
Amazon.
IKEA
Reliance.
changed the furniture industry with affordable flat pack, self-assembly furnitures and experiential showrooms. IKEA is always taken as an example of the blue ocean in the retail industry. Because you see, in retail industry, what do you get? You get finished goods. But here is someone who gave you the parts and said, go home and do it yourself. In the furniture industry, in the retail, they have to come and deliver it because everything is so big. But they created an empowerment, customer empowerment, flat packs. You buy and take it and do it yourself. And you can try it out in their showrooms. Now let us see the soft drink industry. Can anyone tell me which brand I'm talking about?
Coca-Cola. No.
Coca-Cola versus Pepsi was the red ocean. They are still fighting, continue to fight. But someone entered in between and took a big share of the market.
Amul, sir.
No,
Amul.
Red Bull created the energy drink segment instead of competing with cola beverages. Banking, PayPal disrupted traditional banking by enabling easy online transaction and peer-to-peer payments. Then in the fast food industry, someone created a big furor by creating a red ocean. Can anyone tell me which one?
McDonald's. Or Haldiram's.
Mhm. Subway, a healthy fast food, positioned itself as a healthy fast food alternative, differentiating from traditional burger chains. McDonald's is a traditional burger chain. Haldiram is a snack, again, unhealthy. But fast food, Subway, positioned itself and created a... Now, one of the things you will observe when you see this list, each one of them is ruling the roost even today after coming into the market. You will be surprised to know that the market which they have created is still remains uncontested. Be it IKEA, Red Bull, PayPal, Subway, or Tesla. That is the secret of creating a blue ocean. Understanding value innovation. Innovation is focused on either cost leadership as in Walmart or differentiation as in Apple. But in the case of value innovation, you achieve both, simultaneously making competition irrelevant. Now, we will see how to create this value innovation. What are the key elements of value innovation? This tool of creating value innovation is one of the principal tools of Blue Ocean Strategy. And understanding this tool is very essential because by properly using this tool, one can create havoc. We will see how that is done. First thing is eliminate factors that the industry takes for granted, but is of no longer any value. There are many companies who have done that. You know, the most common example, the first company to do it was Cirque du Soleil. They were a circus company. They removed all the unnecessary elements like, animals, and they brought the animal acts were totally removed. They were very expensive, and there were a lot of regulatory constraints on it. Then they brought in the Broadway elements of theater, music, story, and other things. And today it is one of the most sought after entertainment of adults in Europe and the US. Similarly, Southwest Airlines, they eliminated meals and hub system. iPhone eliminated physical keyboards. IKEA eliminated salespeople and delivery. By doing all these things, they could create a very good opening. And all these were part of the dominant logic. The first is there are 4 elements to value innovation. The first is eliminate. The second is reduce. Reduce aspects that are over-engineered. Some aspects there is a huge amount of emphasis on those, but they are in fact the ones which are pulling you back. For instance, how do you think Tata Nano made its cost less? By removing non-essential features. Then another thing, the Southwest Airlines we were talking about, they eliminated hub and meals. One of the things which has made Indigo such a very, very competitive airlines. Can any one of you tell me what it is which made Indigo a very competitive airline? What has
Yeah.
No
Indigo?
breakfast, no the
No
lunch or
baking
other
oven.
thing.
Huh?
So Guruji, they
Oven,
reaching,
ovens are not there, sir. Oven.
they no the competition which they gave was on time delivery,
Correct.
on time.
Right. How did they do that?
So Guruji, one thing which I have seen that how they do it is, and this is what's there. If Delhi to Bombay flight time takes 1 hour 40 minutes, and they claim it that they will take 2 hours, and exact at the boarding time when the boarding has to get over at 30 minutes before, they will start taxiing, and I think that gives them the edge. No.
Second, they clean their unnecessary baggages, the cups, everything during the flight itself, so that immediately garbage is being cleared.
Okay, these things they do, but what is the biggest thing? You see, earlier what was happening was there were hopping flights. Just imagine a flight takes off from Chennai, it goes to Bangalore. Vikasji, if you don't mind, can you switch off the video? Thank you. The train takes off from Chennai, comes to Bangalore. From Bangalore, it goes to Bombay. Chennai to Bangalore is 40 minutes. Stopover in Bangalore is 40 minutes. Bangalore to Bombay is 2 hours. Stopover in Bangalore is 40 minutes. Bombay to Ahmedabad is 40 minutes. Ahmedabad to Jaipur is 40 minutes, but stopover in Ahmedabad, because it has landed, is another 40 minutes. So what happens is there is a huge amount of loss of time when you have hopping flights. Southwest Airlines, what it did, it learned it from the bus transportation industry, point to point. Bangalore, Chennai, Chennai, Bangalore, Bombay, Bombay, Bangalore, Bangalore, the Bombay, Ahmedabad, Ahmedabad, Bombay, then Ahmedabad, Jaipur, Jaipur, Ahmedabad. What happens is the number of flights they can run is more, And in the process, the cost of the flight comes down. And they can take more passengers, so the profitability of the flight becomes more. Economies of scale works out very favorably when they do that. This is what they did. So you see, they reduced unnecessary stopovers. The third point, first is eliminate. You know, the value innovation is an ERRC framework. E for eliminate, R for reduce. Eliminate factors that the industry takes for granted but no longer add value. Number two, reduce aspects that are over-engineered, reducing cost without sacrificing customer experience. Third is raise features that add significant value but have been under-emphasized. Finally, create entirely new elements that redefine customer experience. Now, one question will come in your mind. Okay, as a concept, this is very good. You eliminate things which are of no more value to the customer, fine. You reduce aspects which are over-given, which are over-emphasized. And when you reduce the intensity of it, automatically there is a cost benefit for the manufacturer. You raise the features that are significant value but are under-emphasized. Good. That will cause the customer to feel more happy because he is getting more of what he really wants or needs. And finally, you create entirely new elements that redefine customer experience. Beautiful. As a concept, it is very good. But where do you do it? Don't you think that is a question which is very relevant? For any person, knowing what to eliminate, what to reduce, what to raise, and how to create, where to create is a very, very important thing. At least, in case of raise and create, when you do a survey, you can easily find out. When you do a survey, customers will tell, if this were there, I would have been very happy. And the latent needs can be identified by empathy, maps and other things, so that you will know what extra to create so that you can provide a better gain to the customer. But where do you reduce and eliminate? Let's see where it is that you can eliminate and reduce so that you can create a blue ocean. Eliminate industry norms and sacred cows, the dominant logic. What do competitors consider must have that, normally customers don't really value? Many a time, competitors and we also think these are the things which should have, even though it is really not of many value. They're not of really great value to a person. Second, customer irritants and indifference. There are many things which are irritants and indifference in the dominant logic, which can be reduced. Number three, cost-heavy activities with low value. What are those cost-heavy activities with very low value, which is there as a part of the dominant logic? We will see these through companies and examples so that you will be able to appreciate what I am telling. How companies have done it, we will see. And what do you reduce? Over-designed features. There are certain features which are over-designed because of the, a particular tendency of designers to like something. Because you like something, you continue to design it. See, for instance, industry norms and sacred cows. There are traditions and rules or legacy practices that exist simply because it has always been done that way. Let me give you a simple example. Can you give me an example of industry rules and traditions and practices simply because it has always been done like that, which was recently broken in a very big way?
Master role.
Huh?
Master role.
Okay.
Ruji, Blinkit.
No. What did COVID do?
Physical attendance was blocked.
Office from work from
Work
home.
from home.
Work from home. You see, COVID forced people. Now, what does this work from home and go to office really mean in terms of dominant logic? Now, convert this practice into a dominant logic. What does going to office and working from home really mean in terms of dominant logic?
Office is compulsory.
Outcome oriented.
Huh?
Office is
Outcome-oriented.
compulsory was
The belief that people will work only if they come to the office. And you will be able to measure their work when you see them, correct or not?
Correct.
That means what? You are looking at output. How much work he is doing, 8 hours. That is the reason, we had this thing that morning 9 to 5 with 1 hour in between for meals. And if you come late, we will mark you as half a day holiday. And all these things were kept because it was a dominant logic that unless a person comes to the office, he will not work properly. What did work from home turn this into? It turned it into outcome. I can't see how long you will be working, but I insist that you deliver the result by the end of the day. Whether you are going to be working 3 hours or 4 hours or 5 years is not my lookout. But by the end of the day, this is the work which should have been completed. I will measure you only by that. So you see, there was a huge paradigm shift from output to outcome. Now, where did it go wrong and why are companies going back to office?
Lower productivity.
Huh?
Because- lower productivity because of complacency at work from home.
More than that, it was the management's fault. They started monitoring. They started telling when you come on, you keep your laptop on, you keep the screen on. I want to see. It was something virtual imprisonment they started.
Right.
Now you see, when you are shifting to an outcome-based working, forget it now. You only concentrate on the outcome. See, when you are unable to shift the dominant logic truthfully but are forced to, it will not work. That is what the experience of COVID has taught us. Now, what do you reduce? You reduce the over-designed features, over-engineered. Are there services and space designed for niche, high-speed, high-end users, but offered to all? For instance, you see there are many features in the Apple iPhone which are meant for highly tech-savvy people, which is very rarely used by everyone. What is the outcome of it? Today, you have got a minimalistic phone which is making waves, which has got good features for talking and SMS only, and an internet for browsing. That's all. That is the minimal. So you have given an uncontested space. And who will this be useful for? All the senior citizens will prefer this. Cost drivers not valued by customers. There are many cost drivers, expensive technology, fancy locations. Can you provide a more frugal alternative? Areas of where customers are overwhelmed. There are many areas where customers are simply overwhelmed. you have a website with so much of intricacy in it. See, for instance, Southwest Airlines, what did it do? It eliminated meals, lounges, seat classes, travel agents, everything it eliminated. What was the result? There was a huge slash in the cost. What did it reduce? It reduced turnaround time. They gave point to point. It reduced service frills. How? It was free seating. You check in, go and sit wherever you want. There is no question of any, what do you call it, the seating seat numbers in your ticket. And in the process, what happened? There was the boarding was much faster. Turnaround time was much faster. More number of flights could fly. There was low fares and greater punctuality. It made them a very, very attractive, option for people. IKEA, what did it eliminate? Because it eliminated packaging, it eliminated store space. Imagine, if you have to assemble a cart, if you have to assemble a cart and keep it, how big? Can you please mute, please? I request everyone to mute. Okay, if you have to assemble and keep 10 carts, how much space will be required in your showroom? But at the same time, if they are not assembled, they are kept as a flat pack, they can be kept one on top of the other, and how much space will be required? The cost of the showroom and the storage goes down. Second thing is, you don't have to assemble, so the number of people who are working to assemble goes down. You don't have to go and deliver, so delivery charges goes down. And in the process, you empower the customer. He feels more happy going and assembling it himself. There are various, let us take another example. As the Circuit du Soleil, as I was telling you, the first company which practiced this, blue ocean strategy. Star performers and animal acts it took away. Costly and ethically controversial, it removed. And in the process is brought in humor and slapstick. Number of simultaneous acts were reduced. They kept one act at a time so that people could enjoy and benefit from it. It resulted in a premium theatrical experience combining circus and theater together. So you see, like this, there are, the Narayana Hridayalaya is another very classic example. Do you know what was cardiac surgery cost before Narayana Hridayalaya came in? Does anyone know?
1.5 to 2 lakh rupees.
Nearly 5 lakhs. And what did Narayana Hridayalaya bring it down to?
1.25.
70,000. That is the reason why even hospitals like Apollo had to bring it down to 1.5 lakhs. And what was the reason Narayana Hridayalaya could do it? They created a number of blue ocean strategies. They broke many of the myths of the dominant logic of the hospital system. We will see that. They were the first hospitals in India to usher in the assembly line system like Ford did for motor cars. Now let us see one company which has done a great job in terms of blue ocean strategy. Can you name some of the top eye hospitals in India?
Shankar.
Shankar
Okay, then
Madurai Nursing Hospital.
Huh?
Madurai
Aravind
Eye Hospital.
Okay.
Eye Foundation.
Agarwal's was another. But the blue ocean was created by Aravind Eye Care System. Aravind Eye Care System was a late entrant, but did a huge job. Do you know what exactly the specialty of Aravind Eye Care?
Free as well as paid, both were treated the same way.
Correct. How could they do it? Let us see how they did it. They eliminated high-end hospital frills, no air conditioning, no deluxe rooms for all. Everyone got the same thing. Marketing cost, zero. Relied on word of the mouth, community outreach. What did they reduce? Cost of surgeries per patient through economies of scale. They have crossed every hospital in terms of cataract. They specialized in cataract. Waiting time through optimized operation was reduced. People could just walk in, get the thing done and get out. Raise volumes of surgery performed, operational efficiency, assembly line process in surgery. The patient used to sit and one by one the doctors used to come to them. Whereas in Shankar Netralaya and others, you have to go from one doctor to the other, to the other, to the other. Or in Agarwal, the same thing. But in this case, the patient is sitting in one place. The doctors keep coming to them. They cross-subsidy model, paying patients subsidized free surgery. That means those who can pay will pay and then they will subsidize those who can't. And they have huge amount of rural eye camps with transportation. These are all unique features. They created this cross-subsidy model was created by them. When you go to Arvind, you pay for the cataract, a portion of it goes towards subsidizing the cataract operation of another patient in the rural India. In the rural India, when the patient comes to some interior eye camp, he is not only given the operation, but he is also taken back to the place from where he has come and he is left there. All these created a system where Arvind Eye Care system has become one of the topmost in the country today, and Arvind has opened branches everywhere. And no one is able to compete with them. They have created a totally different market for themselves in the rural segment. And in the process, their metro segment sales is also going up. Someone said Patanjali. Who was it?
I said Vikas.
You said Vikas said Patanjali. Let us see what Patanjali did. Patanjali Ayurveda is another classic example of blue ocean strategy. Even though people might find it very difficult to digest, it is a pure blue ocean strategy. Let us see, what did they eliminate? Glamour-centric advertising. Zero. Artificial additives in product, they totally removed it. Everything is natural in Patanjali product. There is no advertising. The advertising is all the yoga classes which he is doing, and then he and his Nepali managing director, they come on the screen and tell the people in their advertisements. No glamour, no cost involved. What did they reduce? Price premium on herbal wellness products. Before that, whenever there used to be a herbal wellness product, it used to be a premium product. Many companies have given herbal wellness product before that. But they have all charged premium product. But Patanjali reduced the price and gave it at a price which is affordable for the rural masses. Second thing is, while multinationals like Nestle, Procter & Gamble, Hindustan Lever, they depended upon a distribution network, distribution hub, a sophisticated distribution network to reach their products. Patanjali depended upon its followers who took up retailership in various small places and small towns and cities. The entire logistic cost was done away with. What did they raise? The Ayurvedic appeal to consumer. A nationalistic fervor was created. Speed of product launches across categories. Every day they were launching a new product. Everything which was required at the household level. was launched by them one after the other at breakneck speed. Why? Because, the advertising problem was not there, the logistic problem was not there. Only thing that was required was manufacturing. And all the ingredients are available. The same ingredients which Hindustan Lever or Nestle or Procter & Gamble is using was available to Patanjali in a much more faster manner because his reach was to the rural India. They created a Swadeshi positioning with Ayurvedic roots. They created a Swadeshi feeling. That means when you are buying a Patanjali product, you are buying Swadeshi. A fast-moving Ayurvedic consumer goods category they created, which was not there. They merged consumer and fast-moving category, consumer category, they merged it and in the process became one of the top companies in the country, which is challenging everyone. Any questions so far? No questions.
Hello, sir.
Boliye.
I was reading one article on Indigo. They were saying they are only keeping female staff except pilot so that they can reduce the weight and they can utilize that weight for
Yes.
extra baggage and it.
Correct.
Thanks.
That is one of the strategies because you see, a craft has got a maximum amount of weight which it can carry. This was again another strategy which was used by Southwest Airlines.
Right, sir. And
That is
people
the
are
reason,
buying-
that is the reason, they were not allowing extra baggage.
Yes, sir.
Southwest
And,
Airlines did not allow baggage. Yeah.
And also on Amazon now, all the products, as you explained, like IKEA, they are sending, you have to assemble yourself, all
Yes.
furniture, everything. So we are getting here and we assemble ourselves. They send the photograph, user manual, and very easily we get it done. And a lot of money saved in that process.
Yes. They have got a very good user manual which is attached
Indigo
to.
seats are also very thin as compared to other planes.
Yes,
So they
yes,
accommodate more seats in the.
yes.
Obviously, see, the whole idea is it is a budget aircraft. Okay, now let us move on to the next most important thing. What is that? How is this useful for career professionals? How do you do this in the career professional? What do you eliminate? Identify activities, mindsets, or habits that add no value or cause stagnation. Remember one thing, that is this joke, that in a company, one day, there on the notice board, there was a notice. The person who is responsible for stopping your career growth has expired. His funeral will be held at 5 o'clock in the evening. All people are requested to come and pay regards to him at the auditorium at 5 o'clock. Have any of you heard of this?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Vivek,
We
So
heard a story.
everyone went at 5 o'clock to the auditorium. There was a big coffin kept and there was a rope around the coffin. One by one, people were allowed to go and offer their condolence to, give them, pray in front of the body and move on. They went and they looked in. Do you know what they saw?
Mirror.
a
A
mirror.
mirror. They saw a mirror. They saw their face. The person who was responsible for the person not growing was he himself. Similarly, what is it? What are the activities, mindsets, or habits that add no value or cause stagnation? We will see in detail this. And you will be surprised to know that most of it is centered around the designation that you hold. You have a particular designation. Let us say your designation is accounts manager. What will you do?
I will don't spend money without asking me.
You will only keep accounts. Will you do marketing?
No,
Will you contribute to ideas on manufacturing?
No.
Will you contribute ideas on, supply chain?
No.
Do you know there is a story of how Nissan turned around? There was a time when Nissan was going literally bankrupt. Are you people aware of that story? There was this CEO by the name Ghosal. Then he was arrested and there was a lot of problem and other things. He was made CEO of Nissan. The first thing he did was he created a team of managers to turn around the company. The team consisted of one person each from different departments. One from marketing, one from sales, one from distribution, one from accounts, one from finance, one from HR. And he gave them the responsibility of finding out, developing strategies and ideas of how the company can be turned around. And it worked. Each one brought his expertise and each one was eager to learn from the other how that can be done. And in the process, the company really turned around. So you see, when given an opportunity, if we can do it, why can't we take the opportunity ourselves? Why do we have to wait? So the first thing we need to eliminate is activities, mindsets, and habits that add no value or are causing stagnation to us. Imagine you are a salesperson. You restrict yourself to selling. How will you grow? Number two, what do you reduce? You reduce, effort on areas that offer limited return on time or value. Imagine how much of your time do you spend on activities which are not going to give any value to you. Can any one of you tell me one such activity which 99.99 recurring % of the people spend on, which does not give them any return? There are a number of activities, but I want only one from you.
Waiting time at hospitals.
No, that is a required thing to do in your line of profession as a medical representative or as a manager in the pharmaceutical company. That is something which you have to do. You can't call that as an unnecessary activity. Tell me one activity which you do which does not give you even 1% return, but you do it irrespective.
Giving gifts to doctors.
No, you have to give. That is a type of bribing, inducements. Yeah, next.
Repetitive jobs.
No, you have to do. If you have not done the job correctly the first time, you have to do it again.
Daily report writing.
Huh?
Daily report writing.
You have to do that. That is a part of your function. See how difficult you're finding it to identify. I'm telling you, 99% of the people, 99.99 recurring % of the people do it, and that consumes the maximum amount of time.
Travel.
Email checking.
Huh?
Email checking maybe.
No, you have to check the email. Otherwise, how will you know what has come?
Or interview calls. You call so many candidates.
No.
Say hello.
Madam, very simple.
Hello. Say hello.
Comparing with
Namaste.
others, sir.
Huh?
Comparing
hello,
with
namaste.
others.
Yes, that is one thing. Now you are getting into the group. Slowly you are coming into the group. Yes, comparing yourself with your peers, subordinates and seniors is one thing which does not give you any result, but you still do it. Next one.
Stagnation in their job.
Gossiping.
Gossip.
Number 3, worrying what is going to happen. Don't you all do that?
Yes, sir.
Does it give you 1% also benefit? You know what is worrying like? Sitting on an easy chair and keeping on rocking. You don't move a single inch, whereas there is a lot of activity.
Sir,
Gossiping.
not knowing the strength of people,
What, not knowing?
not knowing the strength of his team members or his subordinates.
Yes, that is what makes you worry, na?
Yes,
That is what makes you worry, isn't it?
yes.
That is one of the reasons why you worry, because when you don't know what your team members are, then there can be many reasons why you worry. Minimize efforts on areas that offer limited return on time or value. These are all things which we do as a professional, which does not give any value to us. First thing is, we don't move out of the area what is assigned to us as a job. Amplify your unique strengths and focus on areas that boost your value and visibility. You have some unique strengths in you. Amplify it. Start using it in areas which are not defined as your areas. And then start using it so that your value to the organization will increase. I'll give you a simple example. You see, I started my career as a representative in Cipla in Assam in 1978. The company was in doldrums, it was going to sell off. It was at that time that I came, I started working. I developed a huge passion for that job. So what did I do? I used to go, people used to keep teasing me and making joke of me and laughing, Chipla, Chipla, the name was Cipla. So you see, it was a company which was nothing. They used to make a joke about me. But I used to go and work, and I did another thing. I used to collect literatures and the promotional materials and strategies of other companies and keep writing to. There was one Mr. Indranil Mukherjee in Calcutta, who was the product manager in charge of East. I used to write to him and send him. You won't believe it. My sales kept on going up, and I became the top performer in 1.5 years' time. That's a separate issue. Within 1.5 years, I got promoted as product executive. Why? Because at that time, the country, they were coming in with generics, and terbutaline was being launched and cimetidine was being launched. And they required someone who had his ear to the ground with what was happening. Because I had collected all those things and said, during those days, market research was something which was done only by the top companies like Pfizer, Glaxo, Hex, Rusal, all these people. Indian companies never did any of these things. But since I used to do it, I came in the eye of the company and I was promoted as a product manager. And I was asked to, I was made product executive in charge of East, and I was also asked to train people. Now, when I used to go to train people, what I started doing, I used to go train them. And then whenever I used to visit the stockist, I used to collect the outstanding details from him, take details when he is going to pay and all these things. At that time, Cipla had a problem of getting payment. Cash flow was a problem. All these problems were there. But since I started interacting with the stockist, the stockist used to give some respect because a senior person has come. And they used to start making payment. I used to keep writing to the depot in Calcutta, which was then in CIT Road. I used to write to them that this payment will come on this day, this payment. Within another 1 year, I got promoted as a manager. Because they saw that here is a person who is not only good in selling, he is also good in collecting information, and he also follows up with the payment. Now tell me one thing, if I had restricted myself only to selling and not collected market information, would I have got elevated as a product executive? And if I had not taken the strain to follow up on payment, which was not a job of a training manager at that time, would I have been elevated in 1 year time after that as a manager? So you see, when I moved out of the job description which was given to me and did adjacent jobs, I came into the eyes of the management and started moving. And friends, that is one of the way I grew to becoming a chief executive in the industry within a period of 18 years. By 1996, I had become a chief executive. And this has been because always, I never bothered about anything. My idea was, what is it I can contribute when I am there doing what I have to do? Is there anything extra that I can contribute? That is what is the third, the race. I just want to share this with you to tell you that it is possible. Now we will see some very big giants in the industry who have come up because of that. Amplify your unique strengths and focus on areas that boost your value and visibility. When I go to a doctor's chamber, automatically I see literatures, gifts being kept there. When I am staying in the rest house, representative rest house, automatically I'm interacting with other medical representatives. I know what the strategy they are following. All that I did was I conveyed it to my branch office. When I went to train my representatives, all that I did was went to the distributor and followed up with the payment which is due from him and informed depot that by so and so date you will receive. What happened was, this was something which was very unique that they saw, and they saw that here is a person who is taking initiative. He has got leadership tendency. Let us utilize him to the best of the requirement of the company. And in the process, they elevated me. I'll give you another example. When I had become the regional sales manager for Andhra Pradesh, there was a union problem in Tamil Nadu. There was this annual day celebration which was going on in Jain College grounds in, this, I think, this place, in front of the airport, Tirsulam.
Meenambakam.
Meenambakam, the Jain College annual day was going on. And you see, this person, the union problem was that he was not invited. He came with a few union leaders. One of the union leaders was a Bengali person who was transferred from Calcutta. He was with this Raptagos bread. He was transferred from there to Kadalur. He had accompanied the person with whom the problem was that he came. By hearing him talk, I could realize, that he is a Bengali, because Bengali people have typical accent. And I was regional manager for Andhra Pradesh. I had come to that ground. I was also there celebrating with the South Zone and a few good performers from North and other places. This group of people came and created a big problem. When I heard this person, I just, casually went, I was something like around 26 or something, very young. Nobody would have thought that I am a regional manager. Everybody would have thought I'm only a representative. So I went and just talked with him. I started off talking in Bengali. And when you hear a Bengali person speaking Bengali, a Bengali man will automatically get attracted. He also started talking with me. We kept on talking slowly. Then he asked me, so where are you? Then I said, I am in Vijayawada. What are you? I said, regional manager. He said, okay, so you are regional manager. That is the first time he realized, that he is talking to one of the management people. And in trade union, you are not supposed to talk to managers. So he asked me. Then by that time, we are stuck a rapport. Then I suggested to him, why don't you come tomorrow? I will talk to my marketing manager and see what can be done. You won't believe it. In the process, we solved the problem. He stayed for 2-3 days and solved the problem. And it was the first time the company started looking at me differently, that here is a person who can also contribute outside the region where he is. In another 1 year's time, I became the zonal manager for South and East. See, if you want to grow, you need to move out of your comfort zone. That is something which you will have to do. You will have to start thinking of ways that you can contribute. You just cannot stay within your comfort zone. You have to raise yourself. You are getting the idea, I hope. So amplify your unique strength and focus on areas that boost your value and visibility. Build new competencies. Network or thought leadership that don't exist in your current profile. Your current profile is highly limited. You will have to build competencies which are beyond your current profile. You have to be proactive. You should be able to analyze the future. Future scenario predicting you have to do. What is going to be the future? What will be the requirements for me in the future? How I can prepare myself from today? Remember one thing, when you learn something new, it is never going to go to waste. It is never ever going to go to waste. One day or the other, you will be able to benefit from it. So go out and learn. For instance, you see, tomorrow is going to be the era of artificial intelligence. There is no better day than today to start understanding artificial intelligence and learning about it, how to use it, where to use it, when to use it, why to use it. That way, you will be ready when you are asked to use it. You will not be caught off guard. Eliminate all the negative mindsets, habits, and things which are not adding any value and which is causing you stagnation. Like, for instance, ditch the idea that your role is defined by only the job description. Do the job description to the best of your capability. See what are the adjacent areas. This is what is called edge innovation. How many of you have heard of the word called edge innovation? Innovating on the edges of what you are doing is very, very important. When you do edge innovation, you lift the entire thing up. Second thing is reduce all those effort on areas that are not giving you any return or which are giving you only limited return. Don't do it. Get out of it. Say no to it. Third thing is raise and focus your unique strength on capabilities and value which can make you visible. Without visibility, you will be a non-entity. In a company of 10,000 also, you can create a visibility through what you do. Don't talk, do. Let actions speak louder than words. What is it you can do? Yes, madam.
In this case, if it is about the career, you have a reporting line manager. There will be situation where they may not like you also. Then in that case, what we will do?
I'll tell you. You see, your manager, the person who is above you, why are you working under him? Very tricky question, huh? Why are you working under him?
Because that is my role and my role is reporting to that position.
No. That is what, again, you see, you are going to the dominant logic. You are defining yourself based upon what you have been told you should do. You are not defining yourself based upon what it is really that you should do. What is your real role?
To support the managers.
Absolutely right. Mr. Karupasamy has hit the nail on the head. A person is recruited so that his superior's job can become easier. anything which will make his job easier will make you valuable to him. The first question you should ask is, how can I enhance my value to my immediate superior reportee? How can I do that? What are his pain points? What are his requirements? If you can deliver those, believe me, Sandhya ma'am, you will not be restricted to your position for long. Why? I always tell, I used to tell when I was working, there are two ways. There are two ways of growing in a company. What are the two ways?
One, pleasing the superior,
By doing that, you will never grow.
and to enhance our capability. Either way, sir.
Enhancing capability is something which you have to do. That is a given. You can't avoid that. There are only two ways. Number one, promoting your boss is the first way. If you are responsible for promoting your boss, what do you think he will do?
So he shall also help you.
He will pull you up because you are the person because of whom he got promoted. Second thing is, by becoming an indispensable combination with your boss. That means if your boss is very strong in one particular aspect and he is weak in something else, you become very strong in that other aspect, the company will immediately pull you up because together you will form a formidable team. In either cases, you see, if you are going to restrict yourself to your current profile, it will not work. You have to deliver on your profile. There is no doubt about it. But concurrently, you will have to develop skill sets which will also support the weaknesses of your boss and his profile. If you can do that, see, that does not mean, if you remember, in one of our conversations, I told you, never contradict your boss.
Correct.
Never. If he says something, do it, and then go back to him, tell, I have done what you have told me. But if we had done like this, it would have been better, I think. Do you want me to try that also? Having completed what he had wanted, when you put your next point, you are going one step beyond what he was expecting from you. That is what is raising. Are you understanding what I'm telling?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You see, don't get blocked by your profile. Don't get blocked by your profile. You have got a job profile, you have got a job description. That is something which you have to do. But beyond that, what can you contribute to enhance your visibility and to enhance your acceptability to the organization? That is very important. You see, now we will see two people who are gigantically successful. Then you will understand what I mean. Sundar Pichai. Now let us look at his background. Does anyone know his background?
Basically from Hyderabad.
So what did he study there? No, what did he study? He was not from Hyderabad. He was from Chennai.
Chennai.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is IITian,
What did he study in IIT? Anyone knows?
computers. No.
You are in for a shock. He
IIT
studied
Kharagpur.
metallurgical engineering.
Yes, metallurgical.
He studied metallurgical engineering. He had nothing to do with computers. And then he went and did his MS at Stanford and MBA at Wharton. Then joined Google as a product manager, worked on Google Toolbar. Can anyone start lower than that? He did. And what did he eliminate? The need to self-promote. He didn't care a damn. You see, remember one thing, America is all about self-promotion, more so in the Silicon Valley. Avoided power plays and ego traps. I was telling you, na, don't worry. Stop thinking what others will think about you. All those things he did not do. Avoided power plays, ego traps in internal leadership battles. Nothing. He just stuck to his job. Let go of the comfort of narrow tech roles to take on broad strategic ones. He did not restrict himself to tech roles. He eliminated all these things. Then what did he reduce? Incidentally, Sundar Pichai is a study in Blue Ocean Strategy. He reduced internal friction by building bridges between teams. Where in Silicon Valley, teams are very possessive about their rights, he built bridges between different teams. Reduce complexity for users, champion simple accessible products. Chrome was his product. Then reduce dependence on legacy product. What is a legacy product? The Google search engine was a legacy product. And shifted focus to mobile cloud. It was a dangerous thing to do because Google was recognized by its search engine. What did he raise? Raise the quality and ambition of product thinking at Google. Where Google was known as a search engine master, it had reached the leadership position and people were worried about losing leadership because it had defeated Yahoo to become the leader. He said, let us go in for different products. Let's not restrict ourselves with only search engine. Imagine, the man who was responsible for Google Toolbar talking about mobile cloud computing. Raise focus on long-term platforms. Raise trust and followership with his calm, collaborative leadership style. That means in a country and an industry where leadership is measured by personal capability, he was talking about collaboration. How much courage he must have had. And what did he create? Created a new product culture at Google based on user-centric innovation. He drove user-centric innovation, created alignment between engineering, business, and design teams. Now, just tell me one thing, friends. Does any of these resonate with metallurgical engineering? Huh? Does any of this resonate with the tech role he had of working as a product manager in Google Toolbar? Can you even think of yourself in his position if you had started in Google Toolbar?
No. No, sir.
So just ask yourself, does your position define you? Now let us want to see one more person. Let us see one more person. And then this is also a very shocking thing, huh? Very shocking thing. Natarajan Chandrasekharan. Yeah, what do you know about him?
And CEO of Tata and Sons. And he is basically from Tamil Nadu. Three brothers, all three are leaders.
Forget all that. First and most important thing is he is not from IIT or IIM. Second thing, he stayed in TCS his entire career. Removed the barrier between IT, business, and strategy. He didn't remain a techie. Let go of the idea that a non-promoter or a non-IIT, IIM executive couldn't reach the top. He reached it. Eliminated the notion that you must move around companies to rise quickly. He stayed in TCS his entire career. Removed the barrier between IIT, business, and strategy. He didn't remain a techie. Number two, reduce focus on personal branding. Have any one of you ever heard of Natarajan Chandrasekaran before he became the chairman and CEO of Tata Trust? No one had heard. Focused on delivery and credibility. He was focused only on what he could deliver for the company. He reduced hierarchy and bureaucracy within TCS during his tenure. Reduced over-dependence on legacy IT services. He was the one who took them into consulting. TCS was once known for coding. They were directly competing against Infosys. He took them into consulting. Raised TCS's focus on high-value services, consulting, digital transformation. What visionary, just see. Why can't we be like that? Why should we? Now all these things happens. Why? Because we allow ourselves to be defined by the designation we hold. We hold a designation and we stick to it. This is my designation. I have to do this. We don't look for edge innovation around the edges of the designation. What is it we can do? Raise global visibility of Indian IT beyond cost arbitrage. Raised his own leadership profile by aligning deeply with business outcomes, not just tech delivery. You see, again, we are talking about outcome versus output. He measured what outcome he was creating for the company.
ना ना चालू छे बेटा
Please mute.
ना ना कसं नाही बेटा कसं या पक्का
He created a new executive identity in the Tata Group, a tech CEO with a business strategist mind. Create a synergy between technology and group level vision, which helped him to rise to chairman. Create a new pathways for TCS to become a digital transformation partner, not just a software services firm. He totally changed how the world started looking at him. And how did he do that? He did that simply by edge innovation. He stopped, he eliminated the concept of restricting yourself within the boundaries of your designation. He did not allow anything to worry him. What will people say? All those things did not matter to him. He was totally driven by delivery. He moved the company from pure software creation, coding to consulting. Just think, what is it you can do for yourself in your career? What is it you can, the first thing you can eliminate straight away after today is that designation-driven thinking, identity. Drive it out. Because if you want to go beyond that designation, just imagine you are a bachelor. Can I request you people to unmute your video? I would like to see your face when I ask this question. So you are a bachelor. Restrict kar le? Should we restrict ourselves to that definition?
Okay, sir. Sure.
then no one will have any family. You have to move beyond that definition. Then only you can become a married man. Na?
Right.
That edge innovation is necessary to move outside that. But what do? We stick to our idea of the role that has been assigned to us. We constantly define ourselves within that parameter. We think of incremental growth. क्यों जयेश जी मैं सही बोल रहा हूं कि नहीं? We constantly think of incremental growth. As a businessman, you or as the managing director of Nishion, Yogesh ji, you constantly think of what? Incremental growth.
Yes, sir.
We have done 1 crore, चलो 1 crore this करते हैं. Am I right or wrong?
You are absolutely right, sir.
So then when will we reach the level that we can? At a time when education was going to the school, sitting down and studying, someone decided this is not acceptable. Do you know what happened after that? The guy made a big mistake of becoming over greedy. Otherwise, today he would have been a case study in success the world over. Do you know who I am talking about? Byju's.
Byju's.
So you see, break that concept of designation, break that concept of incremental growth, and you have today a tool in your hand with which, you see, all these tools are useful only if you start thinking about them and start implementing them. You have to think, others cannot think for you. You have to sit down. What is the dominant logic in my industry? How can I break it? What is it I can do so that things will become better for me? Now, the question is, how do you apply value innovation? Let us take a simple way of applying it. Number 1, identify industry pain points. What frustrates the customer? There must be something which is frustrating the customer. If you are an employee, what is the pain? What frustrates you? Like, let us say, if I were to ask Sandhya ma'am, what frustrates you, Sandhya ma'am?
I'm doing a lot, but there's no appreciation. It's not recognized, and credit someone else is taking.
Good. So what frustrates you? There are 2 aspects to what you are telling. Number 1, you are doing a lot, but you are not appreciated. That means your boss does not recognize that you are doing a lot. That is one aspect. Correct? The second aspect is someone else is taking the credit. It could be your boss, or it could be someone else who is close to your boss who is taking the credit.
Correct.
Now there are 3 people in this. Now let us leave the dominant industry logic that I should get the credit for what I do. Let's leave that. Then what happens?
I'll still continue doing my job.
No.
And I'll see.
See, how do you see it now?
It will not disturb you.
No.
Yeah, I'm not worrying about whether he takes the
When
credit
will you
or
not worry about it? When you are able to see it in the correct perspective. What is the correct perspective to see it? Remember one thing, management is all about perception. You see, I am sitting facing the laptop. What do I see? I see this screen, I see the people here. If I were to turn and face left, will I see this? No, but something else I will see. That will also be real. That is not an imagination. So try to slightly shift the perspective. You will see another very interesting perception of it. There are two people in your company who are dependent on you. Your boss for you to do the work, and the person who is taking the credit, because if you don't do the work, he can't get the credit. Both these people are dependent on you. Now the question is only how to ensure that he will appreciate and how to ensure that the person who is taking the credit will give the credit back to you. So the thing is not that you are doing and you are losing the credit. The strategy has to be slightly different for that. As long as you are worried that your boss is not appreciating you, it is affecting you. If you stop worrying about that, and if you start thinking it is his right to get the work out of me without appreciating me, then what happens?
He will work more, sir.
Number two, if you start realizing that the other person is taking the credit because he is not as capable as you and that you are even more important to him than to anybody else in the company, then what happens? So you see, it is all a question of purely perception. Change the perception. Because what is happening now, when you are thinking like this, you are losing your energy.
Yeah.
You are
Getting-
losing your happiness. You are losing your efficiency, which is more dangerous than anything else. Yes, Raju sir. Unmute.
Yeah.
Video, yeah.
Just to, we also had the same problem
Uh,
that, there was this internal, where, people might, I'm not being recognized and things like that. So we could break it down by having weekly management routines where they are supposed to mention what are the activity done, how much impact it had on the business and things like that. So end of the day, it is in writing, black and white, what contributions have made to the company. So that culture of, outcome-based performance evaluation, I think that will solve this issue of someone else taking the credit for us.
no, but that has to be initiated by her boss. She can't initiate that. See, what she can do as a blue ocean strategy for her career is stop being defined by the job description which is fixed to her.
Yes. Yeah.
If she is in payroll management, to identify yourself as a payroll manager is restricting yourself within the boundaries of the market.
Yeah.
Are you getting, Sandhya ma'am, what I'm telling? Blue ocean strategy is about creating an uncontested market. That means this market exists, continues to exist, but you move into a new market. What is that new market? The new market can be the role of payroll in ensuring employee engagement and satisfaction in an organization. Payroll is not just paying salary or tabulating salary, it is enhancing employee involvement and engagement in an organization and how to go about it. Once you create that market space and start ruling it, people will automatically come to you because you are the expert there. And you become an invaluable part of the organization's decision-making body. Your aim, immediate aim should be to create a visibility for yourself wherein in strategic decision making you are involved. You are not involved just in executing payroll month after month after month. Are you getting my point?
Sir, very much, sir. Very clear. Thank you, sir.
You see, what frustrates the customers? There is something, there must be something about the whole thing which is frustrating your boss. What is it? identify the industry pain point. Number 2, map the current offering. What are the businesses competing on? You see, now one of the things when there is a clash between boss and subordinate, when there is a non-alignment between boss and subordinate, is there must be something where they are competing on. A red ocean has been created. Both are competing on attention for something. What is it? Once you identify, do it and give it to him, the competition goes off. He becomes your subordinate. See, remember one thing, as the saying goes, now the person who has the gold makes the rule. So the person who is efficient and produces the result is the boss, irrespective of what the designation says. So in Blue Ocean strategy, in the ERRC model, identify the current offering. What are businesses competing on? What are employees competing on? What are the hierarchies competing on? Identify that, because that is what you need to overcome. Third, apply the ERRC model where you can eliminate, reduce, raise, and create. See, once you have identified what are the pain points that frustrates the customer, you know what to raise. When you map the current offering, what the businesses are competing on, and what is the current offering, you know what to create. The main industry logic, dominant logic, is what you eliminate, and all that which is adding to cost but not to value is what you reduce. And finally, you test and validate it and see whether it is appealing or not. Once you do that, you are through. First, identify what it is which frustrates the customer. Number 2, what is it that the competitors are competing on? Like, when we saw that vehicle, the automobile Red Ocean, what did we see? What were Toyota and Honda competing on?
Fuel efficiency, everything like that.
Fuel efficiency,
Price
features, price, right? Now, supposing you can eliminate these 3, what happens? Now, what did Tesla do? Instead of fuel, it brought in EV, electrical vehicle. The features, instead of you controlling, they brought in the software by which it can all be provided. And price, there is no comparison, because they were talking about value. Price is what you pay, value is what you get. The moment you turn it into a value-driven proposition, the price becomes irrelevant. That is how he created the Blue Ocean. The same thing you do. What is it that is frustrating in the market? What is it they are all competing on? And how can you message the value? See, the value messaging is a simple process. Let me digress a bit here. The value messaging is a simple process. It is called the field, feed, future concept. How many of you have heard of this field, feed, future concept? Has anyone heard of this?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Whenever you are communicating something, you want to communicate value, run this in your mind for half a minute. Before you talk anywhere, just run it. Field is what? The current context, right? Feed is what you are giving as an intervention. Future is what? How the context will change once the intervention is introduced. I'll give you a simple example. A person goes to the doctor with a heart problem. What is the field?
Cardiology.
Huh?
Diagnosis.
Cardiology.
No, not cardiology. See, the patient goes with a cardiac problem. And the
Cardiac problem.
doctor has to convince him for something. What will he say? See, you have got a left ventricle failure. That is dangerous. It is life-threatening. But what I can do is I can install a stent there, or I can introduce a valve which will ensure that the efficiency of the heart will be retained, and the result will be you will be able to live for another 20 years without any problem. This is what is called the field, feed, future concept. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Whenever you are talking, ensure that you see, what do we say? If the doctor says, no, you'll have to go in for a bypass surgery, nothing works. You see, immediately there's a blank because no image is coming in his mind. Just take that extra second to communicate through the field, feed, and future storytelling. That's all. The same thing is what is being recommended here. The field is this. What frustrates the customers, what are the businesses competing on is the field. ERRC model is the feed. By doing this, by creating that ERRC model, eliminate, reduce, raise, and create, you are intervening into this field. And test and validate is the future. Once you do this second one, you see, this is the field. This is what the current context is. Your customer is frustrated and the competitors are after you on certain points. Take that. Put it in the ERRC model. This applies for your career as well as for your business. Put it in the ERRC model. What is it I can totally eliminate? What is overburdening which I can reduce? What can be improved which will be applicable, very much appreciated by the customer? What is it that I need to create extra so that they can see again? That ERRC model you apply, then test and validate it. The future. Is it clear, friends?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Clear.
See, once or twice you tried, when we are doing the workshop, you will be doing all these things. And even as we are going through the other things like BOS and other things, all these things will come in different angle. The perspective will change, but these things will remain. At that time, it will start becoming more and more clear. Today is possibly the first time you are hearing it, so it might be very difficult to absorb immediately. But when you see the, the recording again, is the recording on? Yeah. Now let us understand the difference between competition-based and blue ocean strategy. Competition-based strategy, which is what we are all practicing, is it competes in the existing industry space. Blue ocean strategy creates new uncontested market space. Number 2, tries to beat the competition, renders competition irrelevant, exploits existing demands, captures new demand. You see, for instance, can anyone tell me from the discussion that we just now had, what I mean by tries to beat the competition, renders competition irrelevant?
Sir, when you tap the untapped market or untapped potential, you escape from the competition. You are above the competition, or you will not be in the competition.
Correct. For business people, that is true.
Yes.
What about employees and consultants?
Out of box thoughts.
Sir, when it comes to employees, no, if they have unique talents, unique skills, you know, they can be above the, they can have the cutting edge over their subordinates or teammates.
See, let us take Sandhya ma'am's problem. When she said that I am working, but somebody else is taking away the credit. Who is the
Then,
competitor?
No, sir. Then madam will not be able to put her values in front of them. She may be working very well, but
Who is the
she is unable
competitor
to-
for her?
competitor, co-workers, colleagues.
The person who is taking away the credit is the main competitor, na?
Yes,
Her
yes,
boss.
absolutely.
Her boss is also a competitor because what she is doing, they are both taking away.
That's
How
what,
can
sir.
you make them irrelevant without affecting yourself? When you start realizing how they are dependent on you and how you are creating value which they are unable to create, and how you can transit from being a payroll manager to a strategic employee engagement manager, you have made the competition irrelevant. Because you see, are you understanding, Sandhya ma'am, what I am telling?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
See, for instance, let us say you have created the entire payroll, sheet and everything you have created correctly. But because that other person who is taking the credit is closer to your boss, what does he do? He takes that sheet and goes and gives it to him. Is that what happens?
Yes, almost, yes.
See, it's very simple. This is how in most places it happens. Now, if you start discussing the benefit of effective payroll management in employee engagement, in return on investment of an individual, then what happens? That is something which he can't do, no? He can go and give the paper to the boss, but can he highlight in the places where required the benefit of this?
Definitely no, sir.
For him, it is only a piece of paper which will ensure that the pay, salary and other things go in time. But how it can be tweaked into a strategic advantage for the organization that only you will be able to do if you start doing edge innovation, moving beyond payroll management into strategic employee engagement.
Exactly.
Are you understand? See, this is how you start moving out of your area of expertise while remaining within it.
Got it, sir.
So what are you
Thank you, sir.
doing? From competition-based strategy, you are moving into blue ocean strategy, rendering competition irrelevant. Compete on either differentiation or low cost. Enhance both differentiation and low cost. Defend current position and follows best industry practices. Redefines industry rules and creates unique value. You see, the value which the products which we were discussing, like IKEA or Red Bull, or what do you call it, PayPal or Tesla, what they have created has redefined that industry totally. In the case of competitive strategies, profits shrink. But in the case of blue ocean, higher profitability keeps going up. Let's see some examples. Focus on beating the competition. Red ocean focuses on beating the competition. Blue ocean focuses on making competition irrelevant. Competes on price, features, and market share. Creates entirely new value for customers. Circuit Soleil removed costly animal acts and added theatrical storytelling, attracting a new audience, becoming totally a new way. Have you seen a circus like this? This is what is circus. Cirque du Soleil. It is Broadway and circus combined. Low cost, that is value cost trade-off versus value innovation. Low cost, that is Walmart. Break the trade-off between cost and differentiation. Differentiation is Rolex. Achieve both low cost and high value. iTunes provided a simple, legal, user-friendly way to buy music, eliminating piracy and creating a new business model, and it was not economical. It was very profitable for Apple. Remember one thing, when we talk of cost, we are talking about the manufacturer. Price is for the customer, cost is for the manufacturer. Value is for the customer. Your objective should be to position your product on value, not on price, and benefit from cost differentiation. iTunes. Then market versus demand strategy. Competing for existing customer is the demand strategy. Creates a new demand by attracting non-customers, totally non-customers. Means people who are not involved in the market currently. Growth depends upon stealing market share, and in Blue Ocean strategy expands the market instead of fighting for a piece of it. Nintendo WIA attracted non-gamers. You know, it was at the time when Xbox and PlayStation were ruling the roost. Nintendo came in by focusing on motion gaming instead of competing with PlayStation and Xbox, thereby bringing in family. Then you have the industry rules and industry creation. Industry rule is dominant logic. Accept industry rule as fixed. We think the dominant logic, whatever it is of the industry, we have to work within it. Whereas Blue Ocean strategy redefines industry rules and creates a totally new space. Tries to improve within existing boundaries. When you accept the industry dominant logic, you always try to operate within it. You don't try to break it. Whereas in Blue Ocean strategy, you combine elements from multiple industries for unique value creation. Southwest Airlines applied cost efficiency from bus industry, point-to-point travel, no meals, to revolutionize the air travel. Southwest Airlines. And then you have competitive benchmarking versus non-cost customer. Here is a very, very controversial thing, you know, which Blue Ocean strategy suggests. Even today, competitive benchmarking is very, very important to be able to identify value proposition. But Blue Ocean strategy says, dump competitive benchmarking. Look at the pain point of the non-customer. There are three categories of non-customer which we will be seeing how to identify those three categories and how to work with them in the subsequent, you know, classes and in the workshops, master classes and workshop we'll be seeing, because non-customer concept is a concept unique to Blue Ocean strategy. Focus on outperforming competitors. Focuses on why non-customers are not buying. That means there is a segment of the population who are currently not buying the product. They are the non-customers. Blue Ocean strategy says focus on them. Uses benchmarking to improve efficiency, explores alternative ways to serve untapped customers. It does not talk about benchmarking. Blue Ocean strategy ignores benchmarking. Uber did not compete with taxi companies. There was no benchmarking. It did not try to find out which taxi company is doing what. It created a new value proposition for people who found taxis inconvenient. Just imagine, you know, as Ford had said, if he had asked people before the automobile what they wanted, what they would have said? They would have said, we want a faster horse. That's what they would have said. If Ford had gone and benchmarked mobility at that time, he would have found only a faster horse, or maybe tagged 2 horses to the single car, or change horses every 3 kilometers or something like that. He must have found. That question did not help, so he did not benchmark. And the outcome is the automobile. Then profitability versus growth potential. In traditional strategy, growth is slow and incremental due to intense competition. But in the case of blue ocean strategy, growth is exponential due to new market creation. Exponential, totally it zooms up. Profit margin shrink due to price wars in red ocean. Whereas in blue ocean, higher profit margins due to lack of direct competition. Tesla didn't compete with traditional car makers initially. It created a premium EV segment that customers were willing to pay for. I think 10:15, 2 hours, 15 minutes. Can we stop here?
Yes, sir.
I'm
Yes.
open for questions, maybe 10, 15 minutes. Any questions are that we can take? And then, as I was telling, you see, all those who have attended now are entitled for one session with me, one-on-one, to understand this in greater detail. Any doubt you have, you can talk to me and I will clarify it. That is the speciality of these master classes. If you have any doubt, any sort of a clarification, I am willing to help you with it. Second thing is, all those of you who are members of the Strategy Premium WhatsApp group, you can ask me any number of times, I will explain it to you. I'll see to it, hold your hand and ensure that you are able to implement it in your career or in your company. There is no limit to how much help you can take from me in understanding this particular aspect of Blue Ocean Strategy or any future class. All classes of Blue Ocean Strategy and all workshops of Blue Ocean Strategy are free for you and help you in implementing it in your career and in your company. Any question is there, I'm open to answering it. Second thing is, the video will be sent to you. Go through the video. If there is any clarification you require, please feel free to ask me. And another thing is, you see, I am publishing books on Kindle. All these things will be available as Kindle books over a period of time. Already 2 books are available on Kindle on management. One is goal setting. The latest concept in goal setting, the 4CM concept, is available. It is titled Best Gift Ever, Mission Best Gift Ever. And the second one, which is strategic decision making, is also available. It has gone online today. Please read it. You will be finding all these concepts there in a very, very digestible, easy story format. The format is very simple: field, feed, future. Any question is there? Please ask me. We can unmute the video so that we can see each other. Yes, Bala.
Sir, this is Venkatesh.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, Blue Ocean's first basic idea is to go for an uncontested market.
Create an uncontested market.
Create an uncontested market. So that and all is already done by some other companies. Okay. For example, Mankind Pharma's main success, they go to in and around of the country, or to the maximum they reach rural everywhere. You take any town or even a small place, they exploit the place. Shall we take this aspect as unidentified customer needs like that
No.
instead of uncontested market?
Uncontested market is something where nobody is currently marketing existing. You identify, you see, there is a difference between niche market or expanded market and uncontested market. Expanded market is when you add more customers to the existing market, it is expanded market.
Yes.
Niche market is when you take a segment of the existing market and service them, it is niche market. What you are talking of, Mankind, is not blue ocean. It is carpet bombing that they are doing. They are meeting all the medical professionals in every nook and corner of the country by volume. They are increasing scale. By enhancing the scale of their operations, they are servicing everyone. But when you are talking about blue ocean, what you have to ask is, you are in pharma industry. What is the dominant logic of pharma industry? Let me give you an example of how blue ocean was created in pharma industry by a company. Have you heard the name of Novo Nordisk?
Yes, sir.
Novo Nordisk are the world leaders in insulin.
Insulins.
Now, they found that penetrating the market with insulin injectables was becoming a very tiresome thing because of the demand of the doctors. What did they do? They reached directly to the customer.
Yes.
And they started monitoring them. The doctor became only an intermediary to suggest dosage changes. Otherwise, the product and everything was dealt directly between the patient and the company. They created a totally new market. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Sandhya ma'am. We need to fix up the time. I will message you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks to all. Good night.
Good night. So what I'm suggesting is, Mr. Venkatesh, you sit down and note down all the dominant logic of the industry that you are servicing.
Yes.
Okay. Number two, what are the things which are rated highly today? For instance, what aspects of pharma industry is a strain on you? What is it you would like to reduce? What is it you would like to raise? And what is it you need to create to be able to link all these three?
Okay.
If you sit and do that, I'm telling you, you will come up with some idea which will be unique to you and your company. The objective is not to follow somebody. The objective is to lead in the market.
Lead in the market.
Don't see what another person is doing, what Mankind is doing, or what Bestochem is doing, or what Pfizer. No. If you do that, then you are operating within the red ocean only because you are following somebody.
Yes.
Yeah.
I understand. I got it.
Huh?
I got it, sir.
You spend some time, I'm 100% sure you will be able to come up with something unique for your company.
Sure.
Which will create a red or blue ocean for you.
Sure. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Ready for airport, sir. Going to New York. God bless. Today talk enjoyed very much. Really very
Thank you.
valuable. Very valuable.
Okay, sir. Best of journey.
Thank you.
Thank you. So tomorrow, Yogesh ji, कल मिल रहे हैं ना?
योगेश जी कौन? अच्छा.
Yes, sir. Morning 8 o'clock.
हाँ. विकास जी कल शाम को है ना? Okay then.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Guruji.
Thank you
हाँ,
for the
बोलिए.
clarification, sir.
हाँ, कल शाम को.
हाँ.
Thank you, sir.
शाम को कहाँ मिल रहे हो? वर्चुअल या?
Virtual.
अच्छा. Okay. Thank you.
And Bala, when it is you want to schedule, you tell me.
Yeah, sir.
Kalpaswamy sir, you can tell me when you want to schedule.
Sure, sir, sure.
Balakrishnan is
I'll-
15th at 9 o'clock now, Mr. Balakrishnan. Sanjay ji,
Yes, sir.
it is tomorrow at 3 p.m., right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, I'll send you the link just now.
Right. So thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah, good night.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Balaji, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, sir.
God bless.
Yeah, take care. Have a good
Yes.
trip. Thank you.
I'm sitting in New York.
Okay.
अच्छा कल वापस आ रहे हैं क्या?
15th.
तो कहाँ जा रहे हो आज? बाहर कहीं जा रहे हो?
Tomorrow, today evening flight. Now we're starting to airport. Then we'll be. It is via Kuwait.
Via Kuwait. ठीक है.
4 hour, 5 hour.
Okay, थोड़ा सा क्या कहते हैं वो ऑयल फील्ड लेते आइएगा.
जरूर. Thank you. 15 को पहुंच जाएंगे रात 15.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Mr. Kalpaswamy, you can tell me when you would like to have the one-on-one. We will meet. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, Bala.
Okay, sir.
Good night. Thanks a lot. Any
Thank you.
clarification? Feel free to ask me. Acha, one more thing. Please put all your email IDs in my chat.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
And don't give anything other than Gmail.
Okay, sir. Right, sir.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good night. Good night.
Thank you. Yeah.
Good night, sir.
Thank you.